Welcome. Let us deliberate further on the aspect of ascertaining the postdoctoral programs domain. This domain of postdoctoral programs is very enriched domain. It is per Braham Udgith domain. To have insight about the depth and blissfulness of this domain, let us expose ourselves to the distinctive features of animal world and the vegetable world. This concept will also include, on the one hand, the entire animal domain, including human being, and the rest. The pair of formulations with which we will initiate this celebration are Jeev and Beej. The formulation Jeev, in a way, as a being, takes us nearer the human beings. The formulation Beej, as seed, takes us nearer to the trees, the vegetable world. This animal world and the vegetable world are pair of aspects which deserve to be chased parallelly, but for their distinctive features. To have appreciation of the distinctive features, we have to reach at the transcendence through the transcendental code values, the transcendence through the dimensional frames. TCV value for formulation Jeev as well as for formulation Beej is same, equal 16, 2 raised to power 4, parallel to the value of the dimensional frame of creators of space, a setup of quadruple spatial dimensions, a dimensional frame, a spatial dimensional frame of creators space. It is within creators of space, because of the spatial order, that we can have a distinctive chase for Jeev as well as Beej. Jeev being will take us to the expression of the lifespans of human beings. Beej will take us to the expression format of the vegetable world. Therefore, we have to have a conscious, distinctive split at the stage of TC value itself, as the Jeev formulation, despite being of TC value 16, leads us to TTC value 21. And we know value 21 is accepting an organization of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, parallel to the format of a Sthapatya miring rod. On the other hand, formulation Beej as well is having TC value 16. However, its TTC value is 12. Firstly, 21 and 12 together constitute a reflection pair, as this pair of double-digit numbers swap their places. Digits of this pair of double-digit numbers swap their places. It makes a reflection pair. It is here where we will have the first distinctive feature with respect to the expressions of Jeev beings and Beej as seeds. From here, we can initiate our deliberation for further chase, and it will take us from Jeev, being, to Purush, a man, to Put, the son, the lineage. Jeev, Purush, Putra is the lineage unfolding continuation process of the formulation Jeev. Being is having a lineage through Purush as Putra. See this triple formulations Jeev, Purush and Putra take us to TC values 16, 24 and 14. However, the transcendental code values the lead to transcendence. Jeev leads to TTC value 21, while Purush leads to TTC value 0 and Putra leads to TC value 3. One may have a pause here and one can be blissfully parallel with this format expression as value 24, TC value of Purush accepts an organization 21 plus 3, and out of it, the value 21 as 3 into 7 is the TTC value of a Jeev. The value 3 as 3 is to 1 is the TTC value of the formulation Putra. It is this feature which will further provide us insight about this phenomenon existence features. On the other hand, beej, vriksha and phal, seed, tree and fruit are the triple formulations which lead us to the TTC values triple 16, 19 and 13. One may have a pause here and take note that the values 16, 19, 13 as these are having a difference value 3 between 16 and 13 and value 3 between 16 and 19. Further, it will be blissful to take note that it is in the context of beej, the TC value as 16 leads to TTC value 12, while vriksha, tree, with TC value 19 leads to TTC value 21, which is parallel to the G. It is here where we shall have a pause and glimpse thoroughly that the Jeev has TTC value 21 and vriksha as well as TC value 21. It will give us insight and enlightenment parallel to the Vedic order and Vedic comprehensions, which reach at the conclusion that there is a unification of the life phenomenon. This unification of the life phenomenon as such is in first instance may not be within comprehension as Jeev as 16 leads to TTC value 21, while Beej as TC value 16 leads to TTC value 12, which are of reflection opposite, which constitutes a reflection pair. However, when we reach a step ahead as Jeev manifests as a Purusha and Beej manifests as a Vriksha. Now, this manifestation of the Jeev as a Purusha and Beej as a Vriksha is apparently at stone mundane level. There is apparent distinctive formations. As we know, man and a tree are having their distinctive features, appreciably distinctive features. However, when we reach at the suksham level, at minute level, at the level of the transcendence phenomenon, things appear more apparently as that the TCV value of Jeev leads to TTC value 21 and Vriksha as well leads to TTC value 21. Therefore, it is at the transcendence of format, it is at the suksham state, it is the minute state that there happens the unification. A step ahead, when we explore three as a three-dimensional frame, then of a unified axis. When this three-dimensional frame splits and becomes a synthetic format of a pair of three-dimensional frames of half dimensions, then it will lead us to the expression of value 33. So the single digit expression of a three-dimensional frame as value 3 and double digit expression of three-dimensional frame as a pair of three-dimensional frame of half dimensions leads to a double digit value 33. One may further have a pause here and take note that the value TTC value of Beej and TC value of Vriksh 12 plus 21 as well is leading us to value 33. And when we are at the initial phase of the TTC value for Jeev and TC value for Jeev, again we reach at value 33. It is this unification, it is this integrated, unified expression format for Jeev and Beej which deserves to be appreciated, and it is this format which deserves to be chased. It is the chase of this format which is going to provide us the blissful fruit. It is this blissful reach of unification of the pair of expression formats for Jeev and Beej which should become the basic postdoctoral program. It is this postdoctoral program which ensures a big reservoir of needed values for our existence phenomenon, for our lifespan, for our blissful lifespan for each one of us. As such, when we shall be undertaking such doctoral program, then we will be reaching a phase and stage where we will be confronted with the reach of the Vedic systems. And this reach has been as of a Oras Putra and as of a Manas Putra. Manas itself takes us to mind creation. How far the human mind, how far the human intelligence can have an attainment by handling Dravya, including Divya Dravya. This transcendental content handling as of the Asht Prakriti is going to be the ultimate reach of human intelligence. So human intelligence reach is Manas Putra, while the Brahman, the eternity reach is of an Oras Putra. It is this distinction of the Oras Putra and Manas Putra which will make us humble, which will make us realize about the limitations of human intelligence. It will confront us and it will help us appreciate, it will help us be humble about our limitations. As we have seen, the Purush has transcendence value, TTC value 0. Purush as such is all powerful to the extent of its domain intelligence field, which can handle the dravya, the matter, the content. But this handling of the matter by the intelligence is of the order of a Manas Putra, and the same is of little match for the eternity domain, the Brahman domain, the way nature stands potentialized. Therefore, the word formulation auras with a TC value 17 is parallel to the, the TC value of Atma. No doubt, this value 17 is also parallel to the TC value of a Dravya, content, Divya, transcendental. Even the transcendental content is of TC value 17 and is parallel to the TC value of auras. However, the formulation auras leads to transcendence, which is a value 333. Putra is having TTC value 3. The Phal is having TC value 33. However, the Aorus is having TTC value 333. It is here where we can be consciously humble. We have to be humble as that the limitation of our intelligence, the limitation of our handling of the content, including the Divya, Dravya, even the transcendental features of the content, when will be handled by the intelligence, by a Purusha, Manas. So Purusha handling of the content, Divya content, is of the features and values which, as far as the Purusha is concerned, its TTC value is 0. It is here from, it is here where from we should have a further comparative, comprehensive tabulations for the basic word formulations. We may begin with Atma, and we see the Atma is of TC value 17. However, its TTC value is 70. Purusha is of TC value 24. However, its TTC value is 0. Prakriti is of TC value 18 and is of TTC value as well as 18. It is here where we shall have a pause. It is here where we shall be blissfully faithful with the nature and see the nature remains the same at the sthul level as well as at the suksham level, at the mundane level as well as at the minute level. It is this feature, it is this value, it is this format of Prakriti which makes Prakriti a most respectful phenomenon. This most respectful phenomenon is that it has the same unchanged format at the mundane level as well as at the suksham level. One may further have a pause here and take note that when we are face to face with our consciousness states in the Jagrit Avastha as well as the Swapan Avastha, the first pair of consciousness states are both which are permitting chase in terms of values pair 7 and 19. 26. It is this feature of the consciousness state which are there because of the inherent unification of Prakriti at mundane, at a suksham level. Therefore, while the sadhakas will be undertaking post-doctoral program of the chase of distinctive features of Jeev and Beej, and when a step ahead, one will be reaching a phase and stage of being parallel with the distinctive, wide distinctive gap of the Oras Putra and Manas Putra, then one shall see with full attention that the first consciousness state, Jagrit Avastha, and second consciousness state, Swapanavastha, lead, chase in terms of same pair of numbers 7 and 19, because Prakriti is having TC value 18 and TTC value 18, a step ahead, a most blissful stage when we will be reaching a yoga, when we will be reaching a transition from the values of numbers to the geometric formats, when we will be entering a transition from this Sankhya Darshan format to a Yoga Darshan format, then we will be having Ishwar Paridhan. We have to be under the shelter of an Ishwar. The formulation Ishwar is having TC value 18 parallel to TC value 18 for Prakriti. So at the mundane level, nature and God are the same. It does not become distinguishable for those who look the nature and the God through the same lens of the physical features. So at the mundane level, the Prakriti and Ishwar are the same. It is this phase and stage which deserves to be consciously transcended, as Prakriti will take to the same value format 18, however the Ishwar will take to the TC value 36. One may have a pause here and take note that 36 is double of 18. It is going to be the phenomenon of Kram Samapti. We are having a single axis and pair of axes simultaneously manifesting within the surface. It is this feature of the spatial order which deserves to be comprehended well to have a real distinctive appreciation of Prakriti and Ishwar, of nature and a God, which stands unified indistinguishably of value 18 as far as the mundane level is concerned. However, at the next phase and stage, the Prakriti and Ishwar distinguish themselves, unfold themselves. Prakriti remains the same, however, the Ishwar doubles itself. It duplicates itself. It duplicates for simultaneously maintaining the mundane world as well as the minute world. It is this feature of the God which over and above its creation, Prakriti, which deserves to be comprehended well. And it is for this comprehension, it is for this sport that yogis, when are on a yoga path, and Patanjali Yoga Darshan, while is elaborating Samadhi Pada, is taking the yogi to this format of the God, which can simultaneously, which is simultaneously, which has the promise of sustaining simultaneously the mundane world and the subtle world. Therefore, the yogis, when are on a yoga path and when they transcend through their mundane state and are lively blissful at their subtle stage, then this sustenance of both worlds for the yogi is there because the yogi has gone to the shelter of an Ishwar. It is from here that we shall take a step for our initial project of reaching at the distinctive features, distinctive words, distinctive formats, distinctive fruits, distinctive attachments, distinctive lifespans, patterns for the animal world, including the man in human frame, and of a beach of the seeds, and seeds may it be of the living vegetable or for the bhoot, for the content only, the content with its transcendental features as divya, content dravya, as divya, as well is the domain of a beach, and the Jeev as well at the minute state gets unified. It is this unification of the existence phenomenon of Bhoot as a Dravya, as a beach, as a Jeev, which deserves to be comprehended well. It is the appropriate insight, and it is the proper enlightenment about these features of Prakriti and Ishwar, Jeev and a Beej, Atma and a Purush, which are the subject matter of a chase, and one shall with patience have a chase step by step, sequentially, up till the Kram Samapti, up till the sequential progression reached by transition and transformation from a linear order to a spatial order setup. The way this existence phenomenon of content goes divya and gets embedded within the creator's space with transcendental origin. Therefore, we shall sit comfortably and permit our mind to be specifically at the parallel and distinctive features of the formulation Ishwar and Prakriti. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with the Vedic systems for the practical programs of exploiting the features of Prakriti. They have to go by the Isha Upanishad, Isha Vasmidam, and the exploitation of the Prakriti is to be within the well-restrained formats of the Prakriti. Prakriti, even at its transcendence, will lead to the same format and laws. And if one is deviating from these laws and one is not accepting one's limitations domain as contained and regulated by the Ishwar, then the whole experiment is to go waste. That is why the Vedic mathematics postdoctoral programs are to be the Ishwar Paridhan programs. For it, we have to follow the Vedic command, Paranava Sarvadeshu, throughout the Vedas. Throughout the Vedas is the format of a Paranava. The formulation Paranava is of TC value 36, but its TTC value is 79. And we know 79 is the reflection pair of value 97. Now 79 to 97 means 79 to 97 with 79 as the image of the object 97 will take us to value minus 79 to 97, and we know it is 17 steps long range, as minus 79 will take us to minus 68 because it is along the format of the transcendental domain, 5 space of 11 geometries format. So minus 79 to 97 at each transcendental format is going to be of 17 steps, and it is this value 17 which is parallel to the TC value of an Atma. So the Atma, a unifying and culmination, integration center of the existence phenomenon, is to be the beginning and the end point of these programs. So we have to begin with Paranava of TC value 36, and the 36 points range is having 35 gaps. It is going to be Parbrahm. How the Paranava is the outer frame of the Parbrahm. How the Parbrahm is having external expansion as a Paranava. And it is here where is going to be the Vedic domain, the Vedas themselves. So from Parbrahm to Brahm, Brahm to Purusha, Purusha to Vriksha, Vriksha to Ishwar, Ishwar to Prakriti, and from Prakriti onwards, we will be at Atma to Jeev, Beej, Putra and Phal. These formulations shall be chased, and it is with the proper chase of these formulations we will be successful in our postdoctoral programs, and these programs will bring fruitful bliss for us. Therefore, the sadhakas shall proceed in terms of the TCV values, TTC values, and further values, and then in terms thereof revisit the Patanjali Yoga Darshan, which will bring us face to face with that Aishwarya, An and Istri. All these actions, all these attractions of this Thul word are to be dispensed with. We may have a pause here and take note that the formulation Aishwarya is having TC value 27, An is having TC value 18, and Istri is having TC value 12. And we know that cube is a structural setup of 27 points, 8 points, 12 edges, 6 surfaces, and volume. And then when the second cube is synthesized with the first cube, when one of the surface gets superimposed and the second cube contribution remains only of value 18. And when the third is attached, there will remain only 12. It is this geometric format, it is this geometric feature, it is this content manifestation feature which deserves to be further chased, as the interval as hypercube 1 is of value 2, square as hypercube 2 is of value 6, cube as hypercube 3 is of value 10, summation value is 18, which is equal to the summation value of H5, the representative regular of a 5 space. How 5 space is having a solid dimensional order will bring us face to face with a cube having interval square and cube within it, interval, square and cube within a cube is the feature which makes transcendental domain 5 space as a solid order space. It is this solid order space which is to be chased. It is this solid order chase which is making Prakriti cube and having interval, square and cube within a cube. Prakriti in nature is having TC value 18 and TTC value as 18. It is this happening. It is this self-sustaining feature which becomes the self-sustaining feature of a Tirloki by Trimurti. Therefore, this phenomenon of sustenance, renewing, rejuvenating is the phenomenon which is to be comprehended well. And it is from this stage onwards when the program will further enter a new phase of Punarjivan, rebirth. The rebirth phenomenon is the next phase phenomenon of the postdoctoral programs. But here, for the present, we are concentrating ourselves up till this phase, and it then takes us to the phenomenon of the transcendental family. It is the Lord Shiva and the goddess, both within a transcendental domain, both as independent transcendental domains, both as synthetic unified transcendental domain, and the transcendental family. It is this reach of the transcendental family is the comprehension reach of the Vedic systems, of the Vedic orders. Students, sadhakas, fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with the Vedic order, and being fulfilled with intensity of urge to chase the nature way settled by the Vedic systems, shall sit comfortably and permit the mind to transcend, to glimpse and imbibe the existence phenomenon of a transcendental family. And from the transcendental family, one shall reach at the transcendental Lord. Transcendental Lord, a five-headed Lord, each head equipped with a triple eyes, 10 beautiful arms. Within the cavity of the heart of the transcendental Lord, the seat of a self-referral Lord, Lord Vishnu, a six-headed Lord. Transcendental Lord meditates within the cavity of his own heart at the self-referral seat, and it is with the grace of the self-referral Lord that transcendental Lord becomes Ardhanareshwar. It is this phenomenon, it is this feature of transcendental Lord transiting and transforming as Ardhanareshwar, as a pair of transcendental domains synthesizing as a transcendental domain. And it is with this that there happens a self-referral phenomenon of the Ardhanareshwar format leading us to the self-referral format. It is here where from we have to be face to face with the existence format, life phenomenon, and this phenomenon for whose comprehension and for whose enlightenment the self-imposed disciplines of chase of nature, the nature way, comes in the rescue of the sadhakas. Thank you very much.